Hi friends, so in this video we'll start off on JavaScript, the programming language which sort of powers the web. So we'll start very simple and in future we'll look at more complicated situations. So to sort of demo the JavaScript, we'll just add a button. So we just added a button with ID btn1 and we have named it text is button1, and we'll also add the script tag inside which our JavaScript will be typed. In future we'll have another JavaScript file which we'll link to, but for now just let's put it in HTML. So the JavaScript will be between these two scripts, script and script close. So basically I will write some code here. So we have said constant. Constant means it's not a variable. Once it is assigned, its value cannot be changed. So we are saying constant btn1 is equal to document get element ID btn1. So what we are saying in JavaScript is document is our whole HTML document, and this button, which is an HTML element, has an ID button. So we are saying get that element by its ID, and the ID what we want to get is button1. So this button1 will point to this HTML element, which is the button. Okay, and then when we get it, we are saying button1 add event listener click button1 callback. So what we are saying is you take the button1 and when you click it, you call back this function called button1 callback, which we are yet to define. We'll define it now. So friends, here's the function which we want to define, which will be called back when this button1 is clicked. And in the callback, we are saying console.log hello JavaScript, which means we are outputting it in the console. I'll show you where it gets output to. And we are also saying alert hello JavaScript, which means it will create a pop-up message saying that giving the message that we have put. Okay, and here we are declaring some variables. Variables are objects whose values can be changed as opposed to constants, and let variables have visibility within the function which they are defined. They are not global variables. Global variables will deal with it a little later, but all these variables which are using let are objects whose values can be changed, and their visibility or their presence is within the function or within the brackets within which they are defined. Okay, so let int1 is 1001, this is an integer data type. Let float1 is 10.532, this is a float data type. Let boolean bl1 is true, this is a boolean data type. So after that we are console logging these three, int1, float1 and boolean1, and we just have demoed some simple mathematics here. We have said a equal to 2, b equal to 3, c is equal to a plus b, d is equal to a minus b, is equal to a into b, f is equal to a divided by b, and we have just console logged it. So we have console log a, b, c, its sum, its subtraction, multiplication, division. We have also set type of f. Type of something will give you what type it is. Is it a string? Is it a float? Is it an integer? Is it a boolean, etc.? And we are saying we are using the prompt function, and we are asking for user's name, and that gets stored into name, and we are saying console log hello space plus username. Okay, so basically we are saying if somebody enters xyz, we are trying to print hello xyz. So here you can see string concatenation happening, right? So hello is a string with a space, and when you concatenate the name that you got in this variable, the console will say hello xyz. Okay, so we'll save this, and we will go to our web page, and we will refresh it. So we only have one button. I'll right click and I'll inspect it. So if you inspect it, and if you come to if you look at my mouse cursor and come to the console, here's where all the logging will happen. Okay, so when I click the button, it says hello JavaScript. I say okay, and it also asks what's your name. I'll just enter Sri, SRI, and I say okay. So you can see, it is pointing to all the printouts, the console logs. So first we did console log hello JavaScript, that's here. Then we did console log int float and boolean, that is here, 1001, 10.532 and true. And after that we did console log of these guys, a plus ab, that's 2, 3, sum is 5, subtraction is -1, multiplication is 6, and 2 divided by 3 is 0.666 recurring. And type of f, it's a number because it's a float number. And when I prompted your name, I entered Sri, so console log hello Sri is getting shown here. So this is very simple code of JavaScript, friends. This is where we start from, and we'll make it more complicated as we go. Thanks. Hi friends, just wanted to showcase some more simple JavaScript code. So basically the setup is the same. We just have a button with a event listener callback, and the callback is showcasing some simple JavaScript code. Okay, you can see we are concatenating the strings but with a space. So when it console logs, it will be like a hey space there because space is there in between. Okay, and let's say we have given our name, and we can say nm.length, and we can console log that variable. So this sort of the property of the string will give you the length of the string. Okay, there is a function called slice function which will give you a part of string. Okay, so remember strings or arrays or lists start counting at 0. So if you look at my mouse cursor, character s is at 0, r is at 1, n I is at 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if you say slice from 0 to 1 means start with 0, character 0, position 0, but go till position 1, but don't include position 1. So this will give you only one string, which is you start at 0, go till 1, but don't include 1, which means only s, right? Similarly, nm.slice 0 to 3 means you start at 0, go till 0, 1, 2, but don't include 3. So this will be the first 3 characters in the string. Okay, and start from 1, go till the end of the string length means all the characters in the string except for the first string. Okay, so you can console log them. Then there is a function called toUpperCase, which will convert all the characters to uppercase. Lowercase will convert all the characters to lowercase. You can console log them. Then we are showcasing a modular operator. So 5, when we try to divide 5 by 2, it goes twice 4, but the remainder is 1. So modular operator gives you the remainder, which is 1. The plus plus operator adds 1 to the variable. So m1 plus plus, whatever the value of m1 was before it, 1 is added to it. M minus my m1 minus minus subtracts 1 from it. M plus is equal to 2 is a shortcut for saying m1 is equal to m1 plus 2. So 2 is added to it. And similarly, a shortcut for m1 is equal to m1 minus 3 is minus is equal to 3, and 3 subtracted from it. And we are also showcasing a function which can take inputs and which has default parameters. So let us look at my mouse cursor. There is a function called temp_fun which has 2 input parameters. First parameter is a num1 whose default value. So if you don't give any value to this function, it will take the default value. So first variable's default value is 10, and second variable is a string variable, and its default value is a null string. Okay, so all this function is doing is logging the number 1 and the string, and returning number the input 1, which is num1, into 2. Okay, so here you can see the function in action. Now here you are calling the function, right? First time when you are calling the function, look at my mouse cursor, you are supplying both the parameters. You are supplying 1, so the default parameter will not be used, 1 will be used. You are passing the second parameter also, which is the smiley face. So smiley face will be used, and both of them will be console logged, and the return value you are not capturing it. Okay, when you send only the first variable, the second variable's default value will be used. When you are saying sending none of the variables, the default values of both the variables will be used. Okay, and the fourth time you are calling it, you are sending both the variables, but you are also capturing the return value and console logging it. So since you are sending 4, it will go as the first input variable, and that variable will get multiplied by 2, and 8 will be returned, and that will be captured in this variable, and it will be console logged. Okay, so this is a simple JavaScript showcasing various functions, properties, operators, and function calling methods. Just a simple JavaScript code game. So if I go back to our website, refresh it, and click the button, you get all the console logs. Hey plus there is hey there. Then the name's length is 15. Then if you want only the first character, you are getting only the first character. Then 3 characters SRI you are getting. Then everything starting with the first, second character, and everything except the first character, Rinivas Hajirao. So you're getting that. And uppercase and lowercase, you're getting all uppercase and lowercase here. So m1 is equal to 5 modulo 2. That's 1. So value is 1. After plus plus, its value is 2. After minus minus, its value is 1. So if you add 2 to it, its value becomes 3, and you subtract 3 from it, its value becomes 0. And you're calling function 4 times. First time both the variables will be console logged. Second time you're sending only one variable, so one variable will be console logged. The other variable will be the default value will be console logged. If you're sending nothing, the default value 10 and empty string default value will be console logged. And the fourth time 4 and laughing face will be console logged, and the return value 8 is captured and console logged. Hi friends, so we are back again. We want to demonstrate some more features of JavaScript. So what we have done is we have created a simple HTML file wherein we have 5 buttons, and each button will have button callback. So button 1 has button 1 callback. That is, when you click the button 1, this function will get called. Button 2 has button 2 callback. 3 has 3 callback. 4 has 4 callback, and so on and so forth. So using each of these callbacks, we'll be demonstrating certain aspects of JavaScript. So let us see what we would like to demo using button 1 callback. So we have copy pasted the function button 1 callback. We would like to demonstrate random number generation and the if statement in JavaScript. So here we are saying let n be mat.random. So what happens is random is a function from the math library which will return you a number between 0 to 1, inclusive of 0 but exclusive of 1, which means it will be 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.999, etc., but not 1. Okay. So then we are saying console.log that number. Okay, and let us say you want not between 0 to 1, but you want between 1 to 6, right? Suppose you have a dice and you just throw a dice, you'll get numbers between a random number between 1 to 6. Okay, so for that what we are doing is we are taking this random number, multiplying it by 6, so it will go from 0 to 5.9999. Okay, and doing math floor, right? Math floor is a function from math library which will disregard the information after the decimal point. So it will give you only the integer part, right? So from when you do math floor of n into 6, you will get 0 to 5, and when we add 1 to it, you will get 1 to 6 as required. So we are saying console log dice roll is equal to the number that we have generated here. And I don't know how many of you are cricket fans, but if you get a 6, it's a 6er. If you get a 4, it's a 4. So we are using our if statement to indicate that. So we are saying if dice triple equal to 6. So in JavaScript, triple equal to means you're comparing whether the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. Here the left-hand side is dice r, right-hand side is 6. So to compare two things and see if they're equal, you have to use triple equal to, which says compare the value and the data type. Okay, so dice r should have the same data type as an integer, which is 6, and it should have the same value as the right hand side, which is the value 6. Okay, so triple equal to means we are checking both for the type as well as the value. If so, if dice is equal to its boolean value, if this is true, it will console log 6er, right? And else statement says if this is not true, carry out the statement between these two brackets. Okay, so that is what else does, right? In else we have another multi-level if statement where we are saying if dice r is greater than or equal to 1 and dice r is less than or equal to 3. So for those who haven't seen this, this symbol means greater than or equal to, and this symbol means less than or equal to. Okay, and this symbol denotes AND operator. AND means both the conditions must be true. So dice R should be greater than or equal to 1 and dice R is less than or equal to 3. Then we'll say console log between 1 and 3. Okay, else if, right, if there is a statement which says if else, if only 2 conditions are being checked. If more than 2 conditions are being checked, you can use if and else if. So here we are using if dice R is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 3 something, and else if dice triple equal to 4, we are saying console log 4. And after, if it doesn't satisfy this condition or the else if condition, it will hit the else condition. We are saying console log rolled 5. Okay, because 1 to 3 is covered here, 4 is covered here, 6 is covered here, and the 5 is covered here. Okay, so all aspects of dice roll are getting covered here. Okay, so we'll just save this and we'll go to our JavaScript, refresh it. It says button 2 callback not defined. That's okay. We'll define it shortly. I'll right click and I'll say clear console. Then when I say hit button 1 for the first time, you can see it generates a random number 0.789. And when you multiply 0.7899 multiplied by 6, it will discard its floating part, which is after the decimal part. The fractional part, you'll get 5. So dice roll is equal to 5. And because you are doing this if statement, it is saying console log rolled 5. Okay. So again, I can click again. They will get another dice roll. And since 2 is between 1 and 3, it hits this condition. And so you are sort of console logging between 1 and 3, and again another dice roll, right? So you get 5, again rolled 5. Again, once you get a dice roll of 4, it says 4 here, right? Console log 4. So it's like you hit a 4, now you hit a 6, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is for the function button 1 callback and demo of the random feature, demo of the float feature, and demo of the if else feature in JavaScript. Okay, so let's go on to the next callback. So what I will do is I'll for now just right click on this and do clear console, and I will add the button 2 callback code. So friends, I have added the button to callback. So what we are trying to showcase is what we were talking in the last callback. So basically, we are saying let t1 equal to 2, and we are console logging type of t1 and type of t2. Type of 2. So 2 is a string, whereas the t1 is a number. Okay. Then we are saying console log the condition where t1 triple equal to 2. Right, t1 triple equal to 2 will give you true because this is also a number, this is also a number, and the values are same. Console logging t1 not equal to 2 will give you a false. Okay, so this is a not statement. If the triple equal to says is the LHS and RHS equal, not equal to is saying are they not equal. So this will be a false. Correct. And double equal to means don't worry about the data type, just see if the value is the same. Okay, so t1 is number but 2 is a string, but when this string is converted into an integer, you'll get a 2. So though the data types don't match, since the values are the same, this will give you true. And when you say triple equal to, you're saying value also should be same, data type also should be same. So t1 triple equal to the string 2, you'll get as false. Okay, and this is we are demoing the OR condition here. We are saying if this is true or this is true. Okay, we already know that this is true because double equal to says don't worry about the data type, if the value is the same then it's good. And we are saying or, so if true or false. Okay, if one of the conditions is true, it will console log they are the same. So since this is true and this is false, but one of them is true, the or condition will give you true and this will get printed out. Okay, and condition needs both to be true, only then it will be true. Or condition means if either one of them is true, you will get the output as true, and therefore it gets printed out. You can experiment using and or by writing simple if statements and console logs, right? And we're going to go to our web page, refresh it. Button 3 callback is not defined, we'll define it shortly. But if you press button true, you can see type of t1 is number and type of t2 is string. T1 triple equal to 2 is true, not equal to 2 is false. T1 double equal to the string 2 is true. Right, double equal to says if the value is same, it is same. Data type doesn't matter. But t1 triple equal to string 2 is false. Okay, and if or because of or condition, you're getting they are same. It's logging they are same. Okay, so let's move on to the next callback. So friends, I have put the button 3 callback. So here we are introducing you to var gfriends. It's a global variable. So this variable will be available in various functions throughout the document. See, this let t1 will be available only inside this button 2 callback. Okay, because it's a local variable. This is a global variable which is available throughout the for all the functions in the document. Okay, so var gfriends, Shri, Manju, Pushpa, Akash, Akshay. These are we've just put it in an array. So if you open bracket like this and you put the elements with comma separated and close bracket, this is what is known as an array. Array will help you to store elements or variables of similar type or different types. Okay, so you can just store them in a list and you can manipulate them. So the button 3 callback is just doing console log gfriends. So when you console log this array, it will output the array in the console, and it is saying what is the length of this gfriends. Okay, so we have put it as gfriends for G stands for global variable. Okay, we are indicating that this variable is a global variable by starting it with G, and we are saying when we say gfriend.length, it will return the length of this array, which is 5. and then we can log that, right? And you can access each of the elements starting with 0. Okay, so whether it's a list or an array, we always the index always starts with 0. So when we say console log gfriends of 0, you can see that this is also open bracket and close bracket. We will log the first element, which is Shri. Okay, and when we say console log gfriends of the length -1, okay, if this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. 4 is nothing but length -1. So length -1 is the last element, which is Akshay. Okay, so that we are logging it here. Okay, another function is if there is an array, you can ask whether some element is inside the array. So here we are saying gfriends include Chetan, which means it will return a Boolean variable. If the Chetan is inside, is one of the elements, it will return true, else it will return false. Okay, so here since Chetan is not there in the array, it will return false, and gfriends includes Shri will return true because Shri is in the list. Okay, so you can add to the array by using push. So you can say gfriends push Chetan and then console log gfriends. When you do that, you will see that the array will not only have till Akshay, but will have one more element, Chetan. And then if you say gfriend includes Chetan, it will give you true. Okay, and you can say pop also. Pop will delete the last element of the array. Okay, so these are some of the functionalities of array. One is being able to access them. One is able to see which elements belongs to them. One is able to add elements to the array. One is being able to remove elements from the array, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we are just demonstrating the simple features of the array in JavaScript. Okay, so we'll now save it and we'll go back to our web page and we'll just refresh it. Button 4 callback not there. Okay, we'll put it there, but button 3. We'll just click button 3, and you can see that console log gfriends will give you Shri, Manju, Pushpa, Akshay, Akash, Akshay. So you can see that this is an array of 5 elements, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and length is 5. We are also logging the length, so it's giving 5. We are logging 0th element, which is Shri, last element Akshay, right? So Chetan in list, it's giving false because currently the array doesn't have Chetan. Shri in list is true. Okay, when we push Chetan and log gfriends, you can Chetan has been added to the list, and when you do log Chetan in list is equal to true because Chetan is in list now, and gfriends.pop, when we pop it, we sort of delete the last element, so we are back to our original array. Okay, so this is the what we wanted to demo using this part of the code. So let's move to button 4 callback. So friends, we are in button 4 callback. We are demoing what is known as a while loop. Okay, so in while loop, what happens is if we want a set of code to be run a certain number of times, we use this loop. Okay, we say let I equal to 0. Okay, and then while I less than 10, we are doing console log I, and inside the loop we are doing I++. So what happens here is when it hits this statement, while I less than 10, I is right now 0, right? So yes, I is less than 10, so it will console log that, then it will do I++. So I will become 1, and it will loop back again to while. Okay, so this is called the while loop because the statement inside this bracket and this bracket are sort of getting looped based on this condition here. Okay, so once I++ happens, I will become 1, then it will loop back and it will again check this. Is I less than 10? Yes. So it will console log I, which is 1 at this point. Then it will come here, again I++ will happen, which will make it 2, again loop back will happen. It will check whether I less than 10, 2 is less than 10, again yes, console log will happen, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it will continue till I++ makes I equal to 10, then 10 less than 10 will become false and this loop will be exited. Okay, so basically while loop enables you to run the same code in a loop which is inside the while open bracket and the close bracket. So this part of the code which I have highlighted will get looped till this condition is true. As soon as this condition becomes false, it will exit the loop. Okay, so let's go and have a look at this. So I'll just save it. Okay, then I will refresh it. It will say button 5 callback not defined. That's okay. We'll define it shortly. But when I click button 4, you can see it has console log 0. Then I++ has made it 1, and while loop has sort of iterated and console logged it again, and so on and so on, all the way till 9. Right? So console log I equal to 9. When I++ happens, I becomes 10, and while I less than 10, 10 less than 10 becomes false, then it has exited. Okay. And another way to do this looping is what is known as a for statement. For let j equal to 0, j less than 10, j++. Okay, console.log j. Okay, so here what we are saying is it is similar to a while loop, the same logic, but in a different syntax. Okay, syntax means the arrangement and the rules of writing the code has changed, but the logic is the same. We are saying initialize the j variable to 0, and till the condition that j is less than 10, do this statement, and after doing this statement, do this statement. Okay, let me repeat once again. Do this statement initially. So initialize j is equal to 0, and loop and perform all the statements between these two brackets as I have shown highlighted till this condition is true. Okay, and once you have executed the statements inside the loop, as the last step you execute this. Okay, so what will happen is j is equal to 0, j less than 10, 0 is less than 10, so console log, it will log it. Then after executing this statement, it will execute this statement j++, which will make it 1, and again it will see whether the condition holds, j is less than 10, 1 is less than 10, true. It will log it again, and once it has done this statement, it will do the j++, right? So which will become 2, and so on and so forth, all the way till 9. and it will log the 9, and it will do j++, which will make it 10, and j less than 10 will be false, so it will exit. Okay, so this is the same as while loop, but a different syntax. So let us save this and go here again, refresh our page. Button 5 callback will do it shortly. When I say button 4, you can see this is 0, 1, 2, 3 all the way till 9. This is from the while, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is from the for loop. Okay, so this is what we wanted to demo using this callback. Okay, so let's move on to the next callback. Okay, friends, so we have added a simple callback wherein we would like to demonstrate what is known as the Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series says start from two numbers, 0 and 1. Okay, and then to get the next number, add these two numbers. Okay, and repeat the process. So let us say you have 0, 1, then 0 plus 1 is 1, then 1 plus 1 you get 2, then 2 plus 1 you get is 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so what we are doing for generating let's say 12 Fibonacci numbers, the first two we know are 0 and 1. We are logging 0 and we are logging 1, and then we are going in a for loop, and we are saying for I equal to, let I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. This you would have understood. This for loop will make this code loop for 10 times, right? So what we are saying is sum is equal to t0 plus t1, and log it, and whatever is in t1 you put it to t0, and whatever is in the sum now you put it to t1, and loop again. Okay, so you'll get an updated sum, then you log it, then you do the updation, and then you log it, and so on and so forth. So basically, if you run this loop, let's say we are console logging s, right? We can also console log what is there in t0, t1, and s. So I'll save this, and we'll go back to our website, and we will sort of refresh it, and we'll hit button 5. So you can see 0, 1 came. Then after that, the sum was 1. Then 1 plus 1 is 2, then 2 plus 3 is 5, then 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 8 is 13, 8 plus 13 is 21, and so on and so forth. So this is what is known as Fibonacci series. So to understand it better, you can do this console log. Instead of this console log, you can say console.log. Okay, you can say something like t0. So if you console log like this, let us see whether more better visualization will happen. Yeah, so you can see t0 is 0 and t1 is 1 and the sum is 1. Then whatever was there in t1 is sent to t0, and whatever was there in sum is sent to t1. When you add them, you get 2. Okay, then whatever was there in t1 comes to t0, whatever was there in sum comes to t1, and when you add them, you'll get 3, right? And for the next loop, whatever was there in t1 comes to t0, whatever was there in sum comes to t1, and when you add them, you'll get a 5. Okay, and again for the next loop, whatever was there in t1 is here, whatever was there in sum is here, when you add them, you'll get an 8, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's how you get the Fibonacci series. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13, 13 plus 8 is 21, 21, 13, 34, 34 and 21 is 55, and 55 plus 34 is 89, and so on and so forth. Okay, friends. So just wanted to demonstrate this, and we'll continue next.